Hey everybody. So this is just going to be another video about something that came up in my game group where there's people in my game group. They're like all levels. There's the people who like just got their first minis and they're like, oh, minis are cool. I want to try painting these, to people who like buy pre-painted stuff, or even like pay other people to paint their minis for them, and like aren't really interested in it, to like, I've been painting minis since I was like a preteen, and I went to art school, and I have a YouTube channel, and one of the most popular videos on my channel is how to break down an airbrush and clean it. There's like, right guys, right? Am I right? But this is something that came up where it's like, this is one of the beginner people is like, how do you clean your brushes? Like, what's the best way to clean your brushes and take care of them so that they'll last longer? And then everybody chimes in with their stories, like their horror stories about cleaning brushes with acetone, or just like the mistakes that they've made, like things that they've done that have ruined brushes, or like the best ways to take care of your brushes. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit and kind of give you guys some little pointers, some things that work really well for me. And I'm good about taking care of my brushes, and I'll be one of the first people to say, if you're a beginner, don't buy good brushes. Buy the cheap, crappy ones, and you're gonna ruin a few brushes learning how to paint, and it's fine. It's totally fine. You can just toss them in the garbage. But this is going to be about maintaining the ones that you have and taking care of them. And if you do happen to have one of those really expensive, fancy brushes, and you love it and you really want to take care of it, this is the same thing that's going to apply. And if you want to make me eat my words, if you have some like super fancy, expensive brush, if you want to send it to me to try, anybody, any brush makers out there, or anybody with a really expensive paintbrush that you love, I guess put it in the comments. Like, say like, oh, I love my whatever it is. But this is just going to be about how to take care of your brushes and maintain them, and make sure that they will last as long as possible. Okay? All right. Let's talk about brushes, brush care. So I have some really, really crapped out brushes here. So to be fair, I inherited this one. This was, somebody left this at my house, an old roommate. Do not, when you paint, you do not want to stick your, like if you have a tube of paint, or one of these, like a little paint pot, when you scoop some paint out, don't put your brush all the way down in. What you really want to do is fill up the tip, like the reservoir of the brush, because once it gets to this point, this is never coming out. Like that part, I mean, you could soak these in something that would like dissolve that paint, but it would dissolve the brush too. Like this is going to come apart probably before this comes out of the brush. So if you want to take care of your brushes, that's the first step, is like not flooding them with paint. And then to be fair, like this one is this is a plastic, glitter craft brush, that this is what I use when I want to put my Mod Podge black, like my mixture of Mod Podge and black paint on things to seal them. This is what I use. So, yeah, but let's talk about cleaning brushes. So this is not a new guy, this is not a newbie mistake. This is something that we've all done. You wash your brush and then you leave it like that, right? Like, raise your hand if you haven't done that. Nobody, including me? So you leave the brush in there, and then what happens is that over time, it loses its tip and it gets smushed. So it it ends up like going cockeyed like to one side, like that, So that's how brushes lose their tips. But also, like this one, I think I've had this one for close to 10 years and it's pretty clean, you know? So I do take pretty good care of my brushes and they last a really long time, especially these plastic ones. But that's another thing to talk about. So when you wash your brushes like this, right? And then you take something like this, and I have a bunch of these. There's nothing wrong with storing your brushes this way if they're bone dry. Because when you wash your brush like this, right? And then you put it away like that, what happens is that the water starts to seep into the ferrule right here, and then this part comes loose. I mean, I do keep really crapped out brushes because they do have their uses, but I'm sure you've had a brush where this part got loose and it came off like that, right? So that's because the glue that's in here that they use is water soluble. It's pretty much like a wood glue, or an Elmer's or something like that. And you can just, super glue it back on or whatever, but the way to stop that from happening is when you dry your brushes, just stick them on something like this. So that when it dries, the water wants to run off in this direction. The gravity, pulls it in that direction instead of the other way where it's dissolving the tip of the brush. This is, a homemade version. This is just a very economical solution. This is a hair tie put on a jar. I think that this was full of olives at some point. But that's a very economical, brush washing solution, right? So this is the cheap, next to free version, or upcycling version. And then this is the version that you could get at like an art supply store. So, and yeah, this is where my really nice brushes live. Like I probably only have these two really nice brushes, and they're like fine detail brushes. The thing is that I just don't use really good brushes. I use like makeup brushes, and I use like the kind that you can get fine touch, like Hobby Lobby brand, because I don't feel like using good brushes is going to make you a good painter. It's painting. It's doing lots and lots of painting, and melting brushes, that's going to make you a good painter. But this is nice because it has different sized little things for things to fit into. So yeah, it just has some little grippies on it, and then you wash your brushes, you slide them in there, and then they dry and the tip stays nice and sharp on them. And it doesn't melt the glue in them or anything like that. And it's just, it's a nice little thing, but this is like $20. And then this is, pennies. So anyways, let's talk about soap. Okay, soap. If you want to get your brushes clean, you got to use soap. It's just that simple. So I will show you the way to clean 99% of your brushes, and this will work for acrylics or oils or just whatever. I have a bar of Irish Spring right here, and I'm just gonna rub it around on there until I get a lather and kind of work it in there. And I can even shape the tip, you know, to keep the tip on the brush. And then when I'm done, when I've got that nice tip, then I just throw it on here. And don't worry about the soap in there, it's fine, it's clean, it'll be just fine. See if I can shape the tip on this one a little bit. Okay, let's say that you have that one really nice, you know, Artist Opus Series 7, whatever, you know, really nice brush for some dumb reason, you know. This is brush soap in it, and it's going to have a cleaner and a conditioner in it. So this is just the pink stuff, and then this is actually got a fresh one so that you don't have to stare at this is mine. This is the gross one. So I got a fresh one so that you don't have to look at that. All right, so this is brush soap. This stuff, I swear by this stuff. You can bring brushes back from the dead with this stuff. And it works with everything. It works with oil paint, acrylics, you know, whatever. So how it works is the same as a bar of soap. You can use this stuff like how you would use shampoo, which is another thing that you can use to clean your brushes with. You can just work it in like that, you know, on your hand. Or you can just put a little bit on the brush and then kind of, you know, do the same thing. And you're just going to work it in, get a little bit of a lather, and this is just going to like kind of shampoo and condition those little hairs in your brush and get that nice tip on there. Try that again. There. So yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing as a bar of soap. Like, this is going to be way more expensive than this. This has some like conditioner in it that's going to take care of the brush. You know, like I said, just use the cheap brushes, go through them, use a bar of soap, and then, you know, don't worry about it. But this stuff will take really good care of your brushes, and it will restore them. Okay, hair products. So this is an oil painting brush, and it's made out of hog's hair. So part of the reason why they do that is because when you clean oil brushes, a lot of times people will use some kind of nasty solvent. So this is full of paint thinner. You know, this is another brush cleaner type thing. You can make one of these with a jar and like just some steel wool or something too. But so this has, you know, this is mineral spirits in here, and it kind of stinks. It's supposed to be odorless mineral spirits. I haven't opened this thing in years. So when you wash your oil brushes in here, the pigments will actually eventually settle to the bottom, and the stuff at the top will stay clean-ish. But when I wash my oil paint brushes, I actually just use the bar of soap. So, you know, there you go. But this stuff, it's, you know, it is like an industrial solvent, so it will melt brushes like this This is a Taklon brush, a golden Taklon brush. This is a synthetic material, and it's basically fishing line. Golden Taklon is fishing line. Golden is just the color. So that's what this brush is Taklon, and it's typically used for oils and acrylics. But because it's made out of fishing line, it's plastic. So if you use something like acetone or even, mineral spirits, it can like dissolve things over time. So oil brushes are a lot tougher than acrylic brushes. But, okay, so let's talk about why or how hair products, you can use hair products on your brushes and it will have the same effect as something that you bought in the store. So this is totally up to you. This is how you can make your own brush cleaner from things that you have lying around the house. So this is just shampoo. This happens to be argan oil, Moroccan argan oil shampoo. You don't need that. This is just what I have. So I'm going to use equal parts shampoo and olive oil. Once again, you don't need this kind. This is just what I had lying around the house. So this is going to have, like just 1-to-1 olive oil and shampoo. This is going to have the same effect as the store-bought stuff. It's going to clean your brush, and it's also going to condition it. It's going to keep those bristles like soft and just take care of the brush over time. So, if you want to make your own brush cleaner, I'm not saying that it's better or it's worse or, whatever. It's just, this is just how, this is DIY brush cleaner. So you can just, make some, have it next to wherever you're painting, and then you can make one of these and, use this guy like so. But another thing that you can do, which is actually kind of fun, is you can use hair gel to fix the points on your brushes. So once again, I don't use a lot of hair gel, but this is what I use it for. So I can just take some hair gel, I can put it in the tip and sort of reshape the tip. And it's basically it's a different type of hair, so it works just fine to do that. So I'll show you one that's dry. All right, this is a dry brush that I reshaped the tip on. Once again, just a really cheapo craft brush, but I take care of them and they take care of me. So this one has the hair gel dried in the tip, and then you can see, like, I can push on it and it has some resistance. And then if I, work it, or if I use a little bit of water, then it becomes pliable again. But that's one way to preserve the tips on your brushes. So yeah, I recommend either making one of these or just, going to the art supply store and buying one of these, because it comes in super handy, and it's going to really help take care of your brushes so that they don't break and get, paint glommed into them. And brushes can be expensive, it's an investment. So anyways, I think that's it. But thanks for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves.